In 1637, John Winthrop Jr. purchased the entire town of Ipswich, Massachusetts, from Chief Masconomet for £20. The Crane Estate, also known as Castle Hill, an interesting region within Ipswich, was purchased in 1910 by Richard T. Crane, a wealthy businessman from Chicago. Tour guides at Castle Hill state that Mr. Crane had been sailing his schooner during the summer of 1909 throughout the Cape Ann area and had seen this beautiful land in Ipswich. It is said that Mr. Crane stated, "I should like to build a summer home on a hill such as that." A local businessman on the schooner responded, "Well, actually, sir, that land is for sale." On January 10th, 1910, Mr. Crane purchased the property from Mr. John Burnham Brown for approximately $100,000. Once he owned the land, Mr. Crane then proceeded to build a luxurious Italian mansion as a summer home for himself, his wife Florence, and his two children, Florence and Cornelius. When Mrs. Crane saw the house, she claimed it as too ostentatious and asked her husband to take it down and build a new one. Crane made a deal with her. If in 10 years she still didn't care for it, he would take it down. Interestingly, when this home was taken down, many residents from Ipswich came and salvaged the remains, taking as many sinks, toilets, and tubs as they could. Even today, there are homes for sale in Ipswich advertising original Crane's estate bathroom in this house. 14 years later, a new English-styled mansion was built. This new mansion was equally as gorgeous as the first, with the original Italian-styled architecture intact from the first house. The gardens were artfully decorated and designed by the Olmsted Brothers, a famous landscape design firm. Mr. Crane had his own plumbing business called Crane Company that earned him his wealth. Since the Cranes lived during the time of the Industrial Revolution, indoor plumbing was becoming very popular among Americans, and this estate was one of the first to have indoor plumbing. From the roof to the gardens, there were pipes everywhere. After rainstorms, water would run from the roof to the pipes and be collected inside two large underground cisterns. Most of the water from the cisterns would then be used to water the gardens. The remaining water would be used to fill the water inside Mr. Crane's personal fire truck. The Cranes were known for their social gatherings. They enjoyed hosting parties, allowing many people in to admire their beautiful home. After these social gatherings, many guests would stay overnight. Single female guests were allowed to stay in the mansion, while single male guests had to stay in the casino. The casino was a guest house separate from the grounds. It was complete with two houses, a swimming pool, and its own garage. The garage was Mr. Crane's own invention, and was in fact one of the first ever car washes.
You made me sigh, Mom. I didn't want to tell you, some love from you. Yes, you know what you need to do, yes I do. Give me what I cry for. You know you got brand kisses that I die for. You know.
When Mr. Crane died in 1931, the house was willed to his wife Florence, who lived there with Cornelius and his second wife Monet until she died in 1949. In her will, she donated 165 acres to the trustees of the reservation to preserve the land. Cornelius and Monet, who was a Japanese artist, lived in a smaller house just a little ways from the mansion. This house has a magnificent view of the ocean from the porch so that Monet could set up her easel and paint from. Today, this house is an inn for tourists to stay at after a beautiful day at the beach. After Cornelius and Monet died, the full 2,100 acres were given to the trustees, as well as a fair amount of money to maintain the house and preserve the land. To this day, Crane's estate hosts gatherings and social events. For example, every Thursday evening during the summer season, different bands come and play music on the lawn of Crane's Castle, and thousands of attendees bring picnics and listen to music while watching the sunset and enjoying the view. Crane's Beach alone brings in thousands of visitors and helps provide much funding for the trustees of the reservation. Crane's estate is truly a jewel in the history of Essex County and the United States. The amazing generosity of the Crane family to donate such a treasure for everyone to enjoy and continue enjoying for generations to come makes this extraordinary site a true historical treasure in Essex County.